Hi, and welcome back to another, or the last gaming vlog that I'm going to be doing for a little while. All about Nintendo today, and what they showed off at E3. So Nintendo did something kind of weird this year, in the fact that they basically originally just announced that the only game they were going to show off and talk about was The Legend of Zelda, the new one for the Wii U, and basically the NX. But that's not really what they did in the end. So I was feeling quite disappointed about going to this, because I wanted to go and see a lot more announcements from them and things like that. But instead they didn't really do that. They showed off gameplay, and to be honest it kind of worked out in their favour, because they got a lot of positive reception from what they showed. So the first day was a little bit of Pokemon Sun and Moon, pretty much all Zelda. The second day was a bunch of other games that are coming out in the course of the year and stuff. So I'm just going to tackle these and talk about it. I'm going to talk about Zelda at the end, and that's the main thing, but I'll leave that one to the end because that's obviously the biggest sort of news that they had. So we'll start with the fact that they showed off the new Pokemon game, Sun and Moon. I haven't played a Pokemon game in a little while, but it looked really good. They had an overhauled battle system with easy information to access, things like that. Yeah, they've got that. I haven't played one since Gold and Silver, so I've seen that. But I've seen the generation gap change, and now you have that whole fully 3D thing. I think like the last games. But the battle system was the interesting thing, where you see your trainers behind your Pokemon. You can, when you use the moves that put your defense up or drop other people's defense, it actually shows you how much now by tapping on a little icon. There's minor UI tweaks that basically made it easier to play the game, see what was going on, have more information at your fingertips, stuff like that. It looked pretty good. New Pokemon to show off, just as crazy as the other stuff. It looked like a decent game, and yeah, it's Pokemon. They didn't really show too much more. Apparently it's got more story in this one. Looked decent. I'm sure all the Pokemon nuts will be all over that when it comes out later this year, I believe. So, day 2, they had quite a lot of... Now, so they had I don't know how many hours it was, 4, 5, 6 hours of just games after games after games. Let's start with Paper Mario Color Splash. I wasn't really sure what to think of this game when I originally saw it, but now I've seen it, I actually quite like the look of it. The only thing with Paper Mario Color Splash is it's nothing really like the old Mario RPGs. I played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on Wii. I've also played, not on Wii, sorry, GameCube. I've also played Super Paper Mario on Wii. Now those games are very different, but I like them a lot. I never played the one on the 3DS, because apparently it was rubbish, sticker style. And then this one's basically sticker style, but with new mechanics and different mechanics. It's hard to say, I never played sticker style, so it's hard to say whether I'd like it or not. But this new game, I like the graphical art style. It looks phenomenal. And the gameplay looks decent. It's definitely an interesting thing about using your noggin. It's more of a puzzle to the battles now than it is anything else. It's not like a typical RPG battle system. But the actual puzzling system is, you have paint that you can use to fill up your cards. The more you fill up, the more damage you do. You also get thing cards, which are like real-world objects. It's all about using your noggin, figuring out what you need to use, when, and all that sort of stuff. It's actually pretty interesting. I quite like that system. It's a shame there's no leveling up mechanics. The reason to fight people is to get monster cards that help you out in battle and stuff like that. But the game looks decent. I mean, the whole principle is putting colour back into the world and things. So I'm curious to see how it turns out. It's definitely something that I would like to pick up and play and probably enjoy. And like I said, if you go check it out for just the art style, it's phenomenal. So it's pretty good. They showed off Yokai Watch 2. I'll be honest, I didn't actually catch anything of this game. It looked, well, I caught a little bit. It looked very similar to the first one. There's probably new mechanics. I can't really speak to it though, because I skipped that part they're showing off, because it's not something that really interests me. But if you like Yoko Watch, go check out what they showed off for the second game. I'm probably sure you'll enjoy the rest of it. They showed off Monster Hunter Generations, which is the new Monster Hunter game coming out on the 3DS. It looks pretty good. I'm rubbish at Monster Hunter. I've played one game. I find it incredibly frustrating, but I think now I'm ready to jump back in and give it another crack. It's a very hard game that involves trying to fight giant monsters which don't have life bars or anything. It's all about timing and patience, and you're working on a boss for over 20 minutes, over half an hour, even longer than that sometimes. It's definitely a game that's best played with other people in a group, because you can work together then and and take down various monsters and stuff. The games are really good. They do incredibly well in Japan. They've been doing pretty well over here. It looks like it's just a decent Monster Hunter game. I'm not entirely sure what's new, apart from you can play as like a cat now. But all in all, it looks pretty decent. Like, definitely something worth checking out. I'm probably going to pick this one up and give it another crack at it and see if I can be better at the game. They showed off Pokemon Go and Pokemon Go Plus, which is the mobile phone app that's being made. To be honest, I couldn't care less about this. It doesn't look very good. The actual principle behind it is about getting people outside and going and visiting places. But it's essentially an AR game. You find a Pokemon, you have to like time it, flick a Pokeball at it, and try and catch it. That's about it. They're selling a Pokemon Go Plus thing, which is a little like, I don't know, plastic part to it that you can have, and you can just tap the button and try and catch stuff without looking at the screen. I'm not really sure how that's going to be possible, but that's a thing. Honestly, I mean, they're charging £35 for this little thing, and it's just like, that's ridiculous. I think it's a complete waste of time, but we'll see. We'll see how. I think a lot of people will jump in and play it, but I don't think it will stick around for a very long time, to be honest. We shall see. They showed off a brand new IP and a new RPG game for the 3DS called Ever Oasis. It's, again, I only caught bits of this one. I think you have an oasis that you build up over time, you like run it, you gain money and stuff, and you go out into dungeons and fight monsters and stuff. Like, it's what you'd expect, really, from sort of RPG on the 3DS. If you like RPGs and you like the idea of running your own oasis out in the desert, then probably something for you. I think I need to see more of the game, really, to have any interest in it. They showed off a new Mario Party game for the 3DS called Star Rush, which was interesting. You all kind of like, well, the mode they showed, you all play as Toads, you all move at the same time, and you have to go around the board and like collect allies and fight bosses and get stars. It's an interesting take on Mario Party. It looks pretty decent. The 3DS is not really the ideal system for a Mario Party game, in my opinion. I think they're better suited to the home consoles, but at least it looked fun. I mean, Mario Party has been going downhill for a few years now. We haven't really had a solid one for a little while. They're not terrible, but they're not like much like the old ones, like 4 and 5 and things like that, which were good, solid games. But it looked fun. It looked like a game that if you like Mario Party, you got a bunch of your friends that have got 3DSs, it's definitely worth playing that. They showed off the sequel to Box Boy, called Box Boy. I caught a very short snippet of this one as well. It's more of the same, pretty much. Apparently, you have more sets of abilities, so you can spawn more sets of boxes, and it's built around the puzzles. So if you don't know what Box Boy is, go look it up. It's a very simple art style game, little puzzle game that's designed around you using blocks in different formations to be able to access puzzles and complete puzzles and things like that. It's quite cute. The second one's out relatively soon, I think, but it's more of the same, basically. It's like a small indie version, like a game that Nintendo have made. It's quite cute. They showed off Rhythm Heaven Megamix, which I like the Rhythm Heaven games. They're absolutely bonkers. I can't wait for this to come out over here at some point. But essentially, Rhythm Heaven Megamix is all the Rhythm Heaven games merged into one. For those who don't know what that is, it's a game that's made by the same people that make WarioWare. So the games are very simple, but they're all timing based, and each one has different timing to them. So for example, there's one where you play as Karate Man, and every time something gets chucked in, you have to time it to punch it. So then it might be like, you have the on beat, then you might have to do it on the off beat, and then you might have to tap it 3 times to do a different thing. It's actually pretty fun. It's a good little game. I played the DS one, I haven't played the Wii one, but this new one looks great. It's got all the best games from all of them built into it. It's silly as ever, it's catchy, the music's great, it's so bonkers and weird, that's what's so good about it. Absolutely worth checking out. Go and support this game when it comes out. It's awesome. They showed off Dragon Quest VII, I believe it is, which is the remake for the 3DS. Again, I didn't catch any of this. Like, the game could be absolutely brilliant. I've heard good things about the game, but it's an RPG and it's quite a big one, and I just have little interest in it now. I could definitely look into this later and want to pick it up, but as of right now, it's not something that's for me. But if you like the Dragon Quest games or you like big RPG games, these games are renowned and very good apparently, and massive in Japan. So go and check that one out and have a think, because I think that probably suits the 3DS pretty well. They did show off Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, which is a bit of a mouthful, but that's for the Wii U. This is what was Shin Megami Tensei and the Fire Emblem crossover. This game's a bit bonkers. It's definitely very Japanese and heavy like that. It's got very much the sort of thing you'd expect from Persona series. The game is basically based around in Japan, with like pop idols, lots of music and things like that, and your characters become or like merge with like Fire Emblem sort of Persona type things. It looks crazy. I'm interested in this game. It's out tomorrow, or it's very soon. I think it's out this month, or it's out next month. I think it's tomorrow. It's something I'll probably pick up. I think the game's going to be quite fun, if a little bit bonkers. It's not the sort of thing I'd normally play, but I like Fire Emblem, so I'm going to give it a whirl, even though it's nothing really like Fire Emblem. So definitely worth checking out. It's different. That's what's worth saying. What else did they show? I mean, that was it really for day 2. Apparently they showed off some of these indie games. I don't know whether they were there or not. But basically the only other game that they showed I haven't talked about is Zelda. And Zelda, it was pretty incredible. As somebody who isn't known for being excited about Zelda games, like, I've never been good at them. I always like the 2D games, like Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, Link's Awakening, Links to the Past, Link Between Worlds, all that sort of stuff. But the 3D Zelda games I've always been pretty bad at, and I've played a bit of Ocarina of Time, I played a bit of Wind Waker, and I'm not very good at them. But having sat and watched 8 hours of just The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild is what it's called, I was first off impressed. The things you can do in that game are amazing. So it breaks down a lot of the Zelda conventions they've made over the years. No longer do you have one weapon. You have multiple weapons that can break. You have to pick up other weapons. And you have different bows. You can do things like you can get your arrow, put it in the fire, use it as a fire arrow, and then set fire to others of grass. They've got a cool physics engine. You've got the ability to actually jump with a button. You can climb stuff up. You have a stamina meter. You can go to the final boss straight off the bat if you want. They have over these little shrines that you go in. You get abilities. There's so much to this game. One of the coolest things is the Sheikah Slate, which allows you to have these abilities like a magnet ability or stop time kind of ability, summon ice blocks, all sorts of things like that. And the puzzles and things they were showing off were incredible. One of the best ones was the fact that you could chuck a weapon out in front of you. You can lob your weapon out in front of you, get the Sheikah Slate out, pick up the axe, sword, whatever it is, and swing it around and hit people. You can stop time on a rock, bash it with a hammer, and when the time runs out, the thing just goes flying because it's like a kinetic energy builds up in it. Like, there's some amazing looking puzzles and things in this. It's not out until March next year, but you can see why Nintendo put all their eggs in one basket for the most part. Like, this game looks incredible. Like, even as someone who's not that into Zelda games, is super excited about it. Like, I went into E3 quite disappointing, thinking it wasn't going to be that good, and instead I come out looking at this new Zelda game and some of the other games it showed, and you're like, do you know what? I want those games. I'm more into the Mario series and some of the other series that Nintendo make, but Zelda looks fantastic. Like, absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on that and play that. You need to go and watch a bit of footage of this game just to see how beautiful this game is. It uses an art style called Quash, I think it is, which is a Japanese art style. Like, it's very like washed out painting style. Just the game looks beautiful, and the things you can do it look incredible. So somebody who wasn't excited, I'm definitely excited about some of these games now. That's pretty much what Nintendo had to show off while they were at E3. I pretty much enjoyed watching all of it, the stuff that I saw. I think E3 overall this year was pretty good. So as somebody, as a fan of Nintendo, I'm dead chuffed, and I hope to see more stuff later on the line. I hope to see more stuff about the NX at some point as well soon, because it's about time we had some information on that. But yeah, that's it from me. I will be back to doing regular videos at some point soon, but until then, I'll see you next time.